Hi everyone, this is Jenny Thielen and this is my service leadership project. To begin, I just wanted to give a little bit of background on my school. I currently teach in Wichita, Kansas at Cleveland Traditional Magnet Elementary School. This is a picture of my school, and as you can see, it's pretty small, and there are about 270 students. For this project, I really wanted to think about a way, that my students could make connections and really want to participate and be more engaged with it. And so I thought that they would like doing something that would involve other children. So the third graders will collect materials to make craft bags for children at Wesley Children's Hospital in Wichita, Kansas. This is a picture of the hospital, and it's located downtown in Wichita. It's pretty close to the school. It's about 15 minutes away. Why the need? So what is the point of this project? Well, it's a project that students can do for other children. It will allow collaboration and allow the students to give back to others, but the biggest need is to provide comfort and entertainment for children that are in the hospital. So, for most people, when you think about the hospital, you think of a scary place. You don't really want to spend a lot of time there. And especially for these children, it's really not a place that you want to be. And so I'm really hoping that these crafts will just bring joy to these children and give them something to look forward to and be something different than what they're used to. I'm sure being in the hospital, there's not much to do. Maybe they have the TV or they have their own little tablet or something. But I bet that they get plenty bored while they're just sitting around waiting for their doctor or for the next test result or something. That I'm really hoping that this will bring joy to them and allow them to know that there are other kids out there that care about them, that they want them to do well, and that they wanted them to have something to do. So again, I'm just really hoping that it brings joy to a lot of these children. With COVID, we've all been kind of stuck in one place and we haven't been allowed to get out and do anything. And that's kind of how these children are all the time. They can't leave the hospital and they don't get to leave and go home and go outside and play. And so a craft is something different that they will be able to do. And so they will be able to either do these crafts individually, they can do them by themselves, or if they want to have family help them, maybe they have siblings and they can do it as a together project. Either way, I'm just really hoping that it is just a source of entertainment for them and just something for them to have fun doing. Who will be involved? So third graders will be doing this project, and there are 2 third grade classes, so there'll be about 48 students. There are 24 students in each class. So the teachers will be Mrs. Thielen, and that's me, and Mrs. Isa, and she teaches the other third grade class. The administrator is our principal, and she will know of the project, but she's not really going to be actively doing anything with it. She's not going to be making the bags or anything like that, but she'll just be aware that the students will be collecting the materials, and she'll be there if I have any questions or concerns or anything, which I don't really see happening. I don't think there'll be any problems with this project. And our para will be Mrs. Buford. She'll be able to go back and forth between the 2 classes, be able to help the students think about the materials that they'll need to collect, and she'll be able to help them make the bags. And then obviously our parents will know of the project and they will help donate items. And then staff at Wesley Children's Hospital will be in contact, so that way there's someone that I will be able to give the crafts to, and then they will decide how they give them to the children at the hospital. The project objectives are that the students will identify reasons to be a good citizen. Citizenship is one of our social studies standards, so this will be a good one that we'll be able to make ties to, and they will be able to talk about what is a citizen and why helping out members of the community helps them be a good citizen. They will be able to collaborate ways to collect material for the crafts, and they will create craft bags for children 3 and over at Wesley Children's Hospital. Again, I want to be clear that the students are not actually making the crafts, but they are the ones that are going to be finding the materials for these children at the hospital, and they will be the ones that are actually making the crafts. This next slide is just going to give you an idea as to what kind of materials the students will be collecting. This first picture here is a pretty good one that's going to show you an example of just the different materials that the students can bring in. So in this photo you can see that there are feathers, some sticks, maybe some pipe cleaners. They can bring in little cotton balls, maybe some cloth, some little letters, little eyes, some stars, whatever it is. It's amazing how you can make crafts out of just little simple materials. So again, this project is going to have the students really think about what kind of materials they would need to make the crafts. So they are going to decide what they want to bring in and how they're going to get these crafts. So for me as a teacher, we would talk about how we're going to make the crafts, and then I would use a smartboard and we would pull up different images of crafts And then the students would talk about what are the materials they see in the picture, and then they would kind of break it down as to what they would need to put into a bag. So, for instance, if they were going to make this picture here, they could look at this and see, okay, these are cute little animals. In order for them to make them, it looks like this is a paper towel holder. Looks like simple just construction paper that they could make the nose out of, the stomach, they could make the little arms, and then the little eyes. So really they don't need much but just paper, eyes, and a paper towel holder. That's it. Not even a paper towel holder, a toilet paper holder, and that's it. So not very many materials. So they would get these materials and they would put them into a bag that's going to look similar to this, and they would also include the picture for these children so they would know what they're going to make. I know a lot of people like to have a picture so they have some sort of idea as to what they're doing when they're going to make something, so that will help guide them as to what they're doing. But also a great thing about this project is that the children at the hospital don't necessarily have to even follow the picture. If they want to make their own craft based on whatever's in the bag, that's cool too. I know my 2.5-year-old daughter doesn't really understand directions and she doesn't understand how to follow a picture, but if I give her these materials, let's say I give her a pipe cleaner and a couple eyes and some feathers, she could definitely glue those together and figure out how to make her own little cute project. And that's something fun that these kids can do too. They don't necessarily have to follow what the picture is. So that is really great too. They kind of have their own say as to what they're going to do. But again, these pictures are just some examples of what they're going to be looking at, and they're going to figure out how to get these materials and put them into a bag. So again, it's up to the students to think about how they're going to get these materials. So with that, with the project leadership, they are going to have to collaborate together on how they will collect them. They can either donate the items from their house, they can find things that they already have, we can look around the classroom, donate things that we have inside the room, or they can even make posters to hang up in the school asking for other students to help donate items. They might ask, maybe 4th grade if you guys could bring in popsicle sticks, maybe 5th grade you bring in all these pipe cleaners, whatever. They can decide how they're going to collect all these materials. I want them to have complete control as to how they're going to do it. They will also decide the different crafts that the children at the hospital will be able to make. So again, that's completely up to them to think about what they're going to put into the bags. There needs to be a set of purpose, what are the children going to make, so I want my students to really think about the different crafts that they want them to be able to make. And again, they can think about what are some crafts we've made at school, what are some things they made at home, and then they can think about, well, how did they make that craft? And then together they would figure out how to get these materials to put into a bag for the children to make. And then, of course, they will make the craft bags while we are monitoring and guiding them. Again, want to be clear that I don't really want to be doing that much for the students. I want to help guide them, but I really want the students to feel like they're pretty much in control as to how they're going to make this project. I want it to be completely up to them to decide how they're going to get it and what they're going to do to make the bags. For the timeline of this project, I also want to begin collecting the materials in January of 2021. We're going to start later in the year because I will be having a baby, and so I won't be there at the beginning of the year. And I really want to be a part of this project, so I'm going to hold off until January when I come back. I am going to tell my students what they'll be doing in August, so that way they're aware of the project, and it kind of gives them a little bit of time to think about what they're going to be doing. And then when we come back in January, we can get the ball rolling and they can start collecting the materials. They will be finished making the craft bags by early February, and then I will be able to drop off the crafts to the hospital beginning of February, so that way those children will be able to start making them. What's next? So what's going to happen next is that after we do the project, I'm going to keep in touch with the staff members at the hospital and just see how it went, and I think it'll go really well, that I will be able to continue doing this project each year with the new set of students. And then also, if it's successful, I'm really hoping that we can do it more than once a year. I would like this to be a project that maybe we do one time in the fall and one time in the spring, and just be a chance for the students to really help out different members of the community, be able to help these children have something to do. And I think it'd be something that the hospital would look forward to. I'm sure they always would like people to volunteer and be able to help out the kids that are there, and so I just think it's something really fun to do. So I'm very excited to do this project, and I look forward to the students doing it and being able to help, bring some joy to them. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really great project. So again, this is my Service Leadership Project, where the third graders will be making craft bags for children in need at the hospital. Thank you.